With San Francisco's all-pro safety TALANOA HUFANGA signing with the Denver Broncos this offseason, one of the biggest questions heading into this draft was who they were going to draft to compete with Jair Brown for the safety spot next to Malik Mustafa. Well, we just got an answer with San Francisco selecting Marques Sigel out of Kansas State in the 5th round with pick 24. And impressively, he's almost built like Malik Mustafa. He comes in at 5'11", weighing 199 pounds, and he adds a speed element to San Francisco's defense, which is something Robert Saleh desperately wanted to do this offseason. A big reason for this is because this gives him more flexibility in the back half, especially on third downs when he loves to run exotic coverages, which often leads his safeties to be manned up on either wide receivers or tight ends. When you look at Marques Sigel, he's perfect for this. Not only did he play 3 years at North Dakota State playing cornerback, so he can go ahead and line up basically on anyone, his combine results were off the charts. He ran his 40-yard dash in 4.37 seconds and his 10-yard split in 1.5. His vertical was 38 inches and he had a 10-10 broad jump. To really highlight just how athletic this is, his 40-yard dash was in the 97th percentile of all safeties, his 10-yard split was in the 90th percentile, and his broad jump was in the 94th percentile. When we go back to Robert Saleh's past, I think we get a clear understanding of the type of player he's looking for, and that's a Jimmie Ward-esque player to play the safety position. When you're looking at Sigel, not only does he have the coverage ability, but he also has that insane athleticism Jimmie Ward offered San Francisco's defense. So in this video, I really wanted to dive deeply into the player that is Marques Sigel because I truly believe he's going to push for the starting job this season. As I was mentioning, we were first introduced to Sigel at North Dakota State, but there he wasn't playing the safety position, he was playing the cornerback position. As a freshman, he did redshirt in 2020, but in 2021, he played in 13 games, had 23 tackles, an interception, 4 passes broken up, and a forced fumble. He continued his upward trajectory as a redshirt sophomore in 2022, playing in all 11 regular season games, registering 27 tackles, a sack, 2 interceptions, with one of those being returned for a touchdown, 3 passes broken up, a forced fumble, and he also led his team with 11 special teams tackles. After this standout sophomore campaign for North Dakota State, Sigel decided to enter the transfer portal, and he was re-ranked as a 3-star recruit according to 24/7 Sports. And ultimately he decided to commit to Kansas State. And this is where everything truly clicked for Sigel against even better competition. He was moved to a safety, or almost like a safety nickel hybrid type position, almost like Jimmie Ward played for San Francisco. And this year in 2023, he was honorable mention All Big 12 Conference selection. He tied for the team lead with 63 tackles, started in 12 games, had 3 tackles for loss, an interception, 9 passes broken up, and a block kick. Sigel's best year though came the following year in 2024 when he led his team with 3 interceptions, one of those being ran back for a touchdown, truly showing off his ball hawking ability. He also started in 13 games, had 60 tackles, 6.5 tackles for loss, as well as having 3 passes broken up. While these stats give you part of Sigel's story, when you dive into his film, I think it gives you a clearer understanding of the player he is. With probably the first thing coming to mind when you see him is this is a San Francisco 49er safety. He has a similar level of aggression as Malik Mustafa, and you can routinely see him coming up from his safety position to challenge the line of scrimmage. And because he doesn't hesitate, as well as having that crazy athleticism we already went over, he makes a lot of tackles for loss, and when he gets there, he's not just looking to make an ankle tackle, but routinely you can see Sigel blowing up wide receivers and running backs. I also think he should be an effective box safety for San Francisco because he does a great job of reading where the back is going, and once he sees a hole in the offensive line, he shoots it without hesitation. While Sigel's aggression most of the time is rewarded by the offense, While Sigel's aggression most of the time is rewarded by a big play, he does have missed tackles because of this aggression. Sometimes he's just in too much of a hurry as a tackler. This means he'll either take bad angles or not break down in a sufficient amount of time, leading to missed tackles. Before moving on to his pass defense, another area of Sigel's I like against the run is his ability to dip underneath bigger offensive linemen and use his athleticism there. But now diving into him against the pass, probably his biggest upside for San Francisco's defense, or I should say more specifically Robert Saleh's defense, is his ability to be used as a defensive chess piece. He truly can line up all over the field in the secondary and excel there. What I specifically like about Sigel in man coverage is his ability to early on disrupt the wide receiver's routes, And in zone coverage, he does a pretty good job of reading the quarterback's eyes and then cutting off the wide receiver's routes. With that being said, I do think he's a little bit better as a man defender right now than a zone defender, but this is perfect for Robert Saleh. As I was mentioning on third down, he loves to use his safety in man coverage, and Sigel can do just that. Maybe my favorite part about Sigel on the defensive side of the ball though is how much of a ball hawk he is. He's always looking for a big play, and once he gets the ball in his hands, he's looking to return it for a touchdown. But in a similar way to his run defense, his aggression here can be used against him, so it's really going to be a balancing act if he's going to be successful at the next level. But honestly, I see a player in a similar way I saw Malik Mustafa last year. A playmaker that's going to fit San Francisco's defense perfectly. And even if he doesn't start for San Francisco's defense as a rookie, he should contribute immediately on the special team side of the ball. Not only does he have the athleticism, he has the production there. But ultimately, these are just my thoughts on Robert Saleh and San Francisco selecting a Jimmie Ward-esque player in Marques Sigel, and I want to hear your thoughts of him down below. It would also mean a ton to me if you could like and subscribe, and as always, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.